The Trump administration continues to hollow out the federal workforce, and more cuts are in the forecast, despite courts largely siding with fired employees so far. Let's bring in our Lisa Desjardins. So, Lisa, let's start with the latest mass firings, now including the National Weather Service. Bring us up to speed.
That's correct. This is in the past 2 days. We have seen more firings. That includes the National Weather Service forecasters that work as part of NOAA. So let's take a look at what is new here. At the National Weather Service and NOAA, some 1,200 new firings just in the past few days. That includes forecasters. Also, I have confirmed at the IRS, at least 1,000 to 5,000 firings have been happening across the last week. The current total, I've looked at every known mass fire in the last couple of weeks. I have, by my spreadsheet, 30,000 plus people have been fired by the Trump.
30,000 people?
That's correct. At least. It's probably much more than that. That's what's known. Now, that does not include 7,000 people at the Social Security Administration who have been, we have heard from them that they intend to fire those people. That's not even in that total. This is just the beginning. Now, I also want to say that this is part of Elon Musk and President Trump saying that government needs to be downsized. It needs to be more efficient. But what they're doing here is instead sort of haphazardly targeting very wide groups of workers without clear reviews. And it is leading to some protests around the country. For example, this video was sent to me by a fired worker in West Virginia in Parkersburg, where they had a protest today. If you want to there you go. So you heard them vote them out, vote them out. And in that crowd, Trump supporters who have been fired. One person there told me they were denied unemployment after being fired from Treasury because they were fired supposedly for cause in those emails, even though they had high performance records.
And Elon Musk's DOGE group is trying to find new ways to terminate federal workers. Tell me more about that, because you've done a lot of reporting there.
We've learned of two today. One, there will be another email asking federal workers, basically, what did you do last week? This is a memorandum that went out to the Department of Defense that I obtained today, saying that on Monday, workers will get an email saying within 48 hours they must respond next week on what they did this week. You may remember, and we reported, there was mass confusion the last time this happened. It's not clear if this email will lead to firings for people who don't return it, but that is happening next week. The other thing, the Department of Education, an agency that President Trump has said he wants to shut down, they sent out something interesting, an actual buyout offer today, offering employees $25,000 up to that amount to leave their jobs. They warned if they don't, there will be mass firing soon. They also, if you read the fine print here, though, they said if you take this offer, you cannot work for the federal government for 5 years. And one worker who would otherwise consider it said it just looked sketchy to them, and they're trying to take it in.
So where does all of this stand with the courts?
Well, there are dozens of lawsuits working through the courts, but I want to focus on one opinion that we heard last night from a federal judge in California. This is Northern California District Judge William Alsup. He gave an opinion that said these mass firings of these probationary workers is not lawful in his opinion. However, he's not blocking it yet. But when you talk to employment lawyers, they say this is a significant development.
It's really the first time where we've seen a court very clearly say that OPM is just acting outside of, there's no authority in the universe that gives OPM to be directing agencies to fire employees. And I think that determination is critical.
Trump sees this as executive power, OPM, the Office of Personnel Management.
And lastly, Lisa, I know you've been speaking with people, federal workers who've lost their jobs in just this past week. What have they told you?
Right. You know, for workers, they are feeling obviously a lot of things, but the number one thing I heard from them is that they see this as bringing down a system that has taken generations to build up of merit-based experts across government who really just want to do their job and help America around the world. Now, when I talked to U.S. aid workers yesterday, as they were taking their belongings out of the office, you could see collecting things from the headquarters where there was a lot of emotion there. So when you watch people there, the scene I witnessed there you see yesterday were people who've served around the world, some of them very emotional, some of them angry. You saw a lot of hugs as you see there. Others were more matter of fact about this and about what they think the United States is losing. I talked to this couple who's getting ready to get married. They both lost their jobs, and they say that this is a loss for them and the country.
What a lot of people are going to respond to your questions about are very wide-scale policy things. They're going to talk about DOGE and limits of power and all of that. But at the end of the day, there are people in that building that are crying, and very good people trying to do the right thing never punished for it. And that's what's really hard about today.
Workers I'm talking to are kind of tough. They're not whiny people, but one said they feel harassed and hunted.
Lisa Desjardins, thanks so much for this important reporting.
You're welcome.